at workplace, ideally you should. But most times, I for one, I only kind of do reports on mostly on my bugs, just as a proof of what I've done, what I've found, thereby adding screenshots or videos or things like that, attachment discussions and things like that to it, to my steps to reproduce. But if some people do it on the positive on API testing as well, and in most organizations is essential for you to do that as well. And yeah, so if you want to, if you know how to, it's fine. I don't think we've requested for that, and I'm not sure Mr. DJ has requested for that, has he?
No, yes, it just came to
Yeah,
my
you
mind
can.
when
Yeah,
the
if you want to, it's good.
uh,
And don't forget, you guys will be doing demo. So if that is on your demo, it's a plus for your team. So, and also on your part. So trust me, explore as much as you can. Go ahead of the class. It's not a crime. So that's all I can say. Rexford is also on the call. If there's any more questions. So Rexford, if you can give me 1 or 2 minutes, I'm just gonna leave the call quickly to attend to something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
okay. So next person, please. I'll be back. Thank you.
Can create that we can create a task and write is it task finished or can't remember what she said now. Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go on. You create a tax and what happens?
Then after when the tax is rectified, then we create a tax and write tax
Retest.
Retest.
yeah, thank you for that. Retest. So when we are creating a task, when you're creating new tasks, there's a place they said there's a place we can either put take bulk, test cases, and all that. What are we going to be picking there? Is it bulk, test case, or what are we going to be picking from those? What are we going to be selecting from those drop down?
Are you talking about creating a new work item or creating a task?
Creating a task.
Can you share
Oh,
your
so yeah, what the explanation you gave, I think that was for the new web item.
Yeah. When you're creating a new work item, that is when you are being asked if you want to create a task, a feature, a bug, a test case. But if you're that's a new work item. If you are creating a task, you just create the task, you assign it to yourself, and you have in progress, you have the done column. So
No, I mean the defect life cycle now.
I'm not clear with your question because
what she's trying to say is that when a bug is raised,
yeah,
and the bug is fixed, now are we going to write another test case for that? And what are we going to put there? When we click on the adding link, it will take us to child. Is it test case? Are we going to put there or bug fix? Is it bug that we are going to put there before we click OK, before we work on it? That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, thank you, Taiwo. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, share your screen, Jimmy. Rexford, do you understand what she was asking?
yeah, he's made it clear. She was talking about when you create a tags, you have to select it. You have to so with the bug, I mean, when it comes to these things, all right, there's no one way of doing it, all right, but there are standards ways of doing it. Okay, so me personally, there are two ways you can do this. Rita can also tell you guys how to do it. Maybe that's how she does it in her organization, or that's how she does it here. So with the defect life cycle, once a bug is out, I'll try to go over a little bit and get like you guys to understand it. Once you raise a bug, it goes to the new column. then you tag the developer who worked on the bug. Then you can either put it in dev for the developer. All right. So after it's been fixed, the developer will move it back to in QA for you, or they can just assign it to you and you move it to in QA. Okay. So when you move it, that's what Rita says. You have to create a tags, and because the tags is simply what the action or what you are doing at the moment on the PBI. Okay. So as of the time you are retesting. All right. So with that, you can create test cases. You can add another test case to it, to the bug, or you can retest the test case that you executed earlier on and it failed. Okay, so this is the two ways you can do it. You can either write the test cases all over again on the bug that has been raised, or you would re-execute the test case you executed and it failed.
Okay. I think Jimmy, if you go to one of the tasks, but I know we don't have any on the there is a bug, so I don't know how it will come up.
But this is for work search shop, isn't it, Rita? So they can create a bug, just a sample bug, and write like testing a bug or something, how to test a bug, and we can do it because they obviously want to see it, isn't it? And I think that will help as well because we've been going back and forth with this bug thing, so it will be nice for them to see how to do it.
Yes,
You
it's
want
been nice to see, so that we can really understand.
you want them to create a bug, or hold on, let me first of all find out the binary. Do you have any bug that has been raised in your
We have raised one bug in
so,
Team Agile.
and it's on the new? Okay, so can if one of you can share, let's use that one.
This can issue. I'm at work.
Team,
Temitope,
Taiwo,
Temitope, please, can you go to in-dev?
Okay.
Sorry, is it
I
Agile
know,
that
yeah, I know what we can do. So if you go to dev done, scroll down,
there's nothing on the dev done column?
there is the link to helpful resources. It was a
There's nothing
minor,
there.
That is, it is already past that depth on.
I know. So I was just gonna say that it was a minor issue. So instead of me raising a bug for it, I just put a comment in the discussion section. So
Where
I
is
guess
it?
in link
It's
to
in
helpful.
there.
Hold on a second.
This
It's
is
in
it.
link
This is
to
it.
helpful resources. Yeah. So I guess we can create a bug in this case because it's already been fixed.
There's one in there. The one.
Hold on, hold
Temitope,
on.
can you go to in there?
The one
Just
in dev, is it a
scroll up.
bug?
Yes.
Yes, the bug.
Okay, scroll down. Down. No, the main board. Okay, up, sorry. In dev column.
It's up.
There's
Go
not.
up,
Okay,
up,
up,
up.
up, up, up. Okay.
No. In there.
No, he's there. He just needs to scroll up. There he is.
So I can't see the bug that was raised on this one.
Temitope, can you open it so we can scroll down to the child.
There's pizza in the kitchen.
Click on the bug. Double click on the bug.
Oh, I had the mommy the watcher.
The bug is not there anymore.
Thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
Can't see a
but
bug
hold
here.
on.
Go to
I
show
think
more.
hold on, please. The question was, so on the work item column where we normally choose either test case or bug. So I think what Jimmy was asking was, if it is a bug, what do you then choose in that case?
Yes,
So
that's what
if it
she's
was a
asking.
bug and now you want to retest it, So what
Yes,
do you
yes,
choose?
yes.
That's why I
Correct.
wanted to see on the options what is there.
Yeah, so I think you
Yeah.
should do, if you go, not, don't use this one because the development team haven't fixed the bug yet.
Okay, Mr. Deji, your hand is up. Go for it, sir.
Rita, I'll fire you. You know that, right?
I'm sorry.
Hmm? So there's no Mr. Deji here, okay? All right. Okay. Well, I think it would be nice if we can just take a story, right? And yeah, assume or just think, say, okay, if this story has got a bug, what is the process, right? So then they can look into that anyway. I like what Rashford said anyway, but there are different ways to address this anyway. So in terms of bug, there are defect management, right? So and okay, to lay the framework down, right? And to let you know the approach that you want to use. But I will tell you two approaches anyway, based on what Respo said anyway. So the first approach is that the bug and the story or the PBI would have their own life cycle, right? So you have a story. The story is in QA because it's in QA. That's where you actually find the bug, right? So then you create a bug at the back of that story, right? The story will still remain in QA, right? And the bug will be created, right? So, but you have to determine or establish where to put the bug, right? As Restford told you that you need to put it in dev. I think I don't remember. I think you also mentioned committed. Depending on your interaction with the developer and what you think, right? You can decide to put them in committed because you want it to be fixed within the sprint. If it's just a minor bug and you think it's not, we don't need to fix it within the sprint, you can put it in the backlog, right? Or put it in the approved, right? But if you think it's high priority bug, this cannot wait, right? And then of course you can quickly put it in committed or even in dev when you've kind of assigned it to a developer. So you need to make a call as a QA, right? To know where you want to put the bug. Like I said, if it's high priority, for instance, let's say like in the SharePoint now, this particular story is not working completely, right? Then of course, there's not how you're going to pass that story, right? And you just need to put it as high priority and put it in your sprint. And let's say is a story, is a bug that someone actually mentioned now, that's just a minor bug, and I've added it to the comment. So a bug like that you will raise, but you won't put it in committed, right? You will only put it in backlog, right? Because when the developer has time, then you can triage it and you can push it forward. So that's how you're going to work it. So then also now, let's say the bug is in committed, right? And developer on the story will be in QA, right? But of course, the story is now blocked because there's a bug, right? You won't be able to continue with the story, right? So then developer will fix the bug, right? And they put it in dev done, right? Once they put it in dev done, you move the bug back into QA, right? At that time, the bug and the story becomes like one entity that you have to kind of, you test the bug, right? After you test the bug, then you go back to retest the story, right? If everything is fine, they are fine, then both of them then move into keyway done, right? That is the best approach. Some other people have used other approach as well, which is basically the the one I just mentioned now, the bug uh and the story or the PBI have got the same life cycle, right? So which means that the bug will will block the story from moving forward, right? But in some cases, some people would technically move the story forward, and then the bug will have its own life cycle, right? And an instance is when you find a bug, right? and then you move it back to committed. But however, the story continues, right? You push the story to dev keyway done, and you put it to done, right? So just to get you, just to understand or to get your point now, or to, I just want to establish that you actually get me, all right? So in this second one, right, what is the disadvantage, right, of this particular approach? If you take a bug and you move it to committed, but you continue with the story, what is it the disadvantage of that?
I'm trying to picture it, and I'm trying to picture how it can be moved to committed and to move it at the same time. I think it's when we put it in practical, that's why I can know it more. I can
Okay,
understand.
that's fine. Let's hear from another person. We're going to see it in
Is
practical.
it because the story is not like a major thing? It's not a showstopper. So they've already done the major part of the development with regards to that feature, but the bug itself can wait until later to be fixed.
Okay, that is the advantage, right? Because that was said now is the advantage, because then you are not holding back the story because of the bug. That's the disadvantage. But what is the disadvantage of this strategy?
Can the bug be forgotten about?
Yeah, that's one. The bug could be forgotten about, right? So, no, that is one. Bug will be forgotten about completely. If the bug is forgotten about, what happened to the story?
It doesn't meet the requirements.
Exactly. So the story still got issues, right? And if it's a high priority issue, then you release a bug into the system, right? And you didn't fix it. So that is a disadvantage, because you took the story and also the bug as different work items, and you worked on them separately, right? So it's possible that you release a product that's got bug because you didn't address the bug as one entity with the story. Okay, all right, that's good. Thank you. So let's go through it now, right? Let's assume now Rita,
Yes, sir.
we use the tester account now.
Okay, I don't know if you still need to clarify the question. But since we are moving into tester account, maybe not.
Yeah,
Because
because if you're using tester account, then you can use it as a you can
because
go.
so if they are using tester account, that means they are not coming back to this one again now, right?
No. If you use the tester account, then from there you can create a bug, then we'll come back here as well, right?
Okay, because I know that the question she's asking is on the work item column. When we are creating a task, you choose test cases. When you're creating a bug, you choose bug. So what Jumi wants to know is when you are retesting, what do you choose? So
When you
on
are
that column, yeah, when there's already a bug and you now want to retest, that she's asking that what do you choose? That was why I was saying they should open it up before on the work item column where we have the drop down. You know,
which
we have I don't know if we can use what have been used before, or you just have to start all over again. So click on add link. Who is sharing? Is it Jumi?
are we talking about the task
I
or
mean,
about the story itself?
So she's talking about when a bug is already been created
Mm-hmm.
and you now want to retest it. The process.
Clicked on add link.
The process. So if when she click on add link, does it like here now, do you start with existing item or new item? When is
No.
a retest?
You don't need anything from there, right?
You
Because
don't need to go back to add link.
yeah, you don't because
Okay.
one, you only need to work on the bug, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need to add a new work item unless you are adding a task for that. Do you get it now? But because it's a bug, you just go to the bug and work on it. A bug would be like you're working on the story and you
Yeah.
test that particular bug, right? And if you are going to be doing retesting, what you are going to do is retest the story, right? Not the bug now. You test the bug, you ensure the bug is fixed, but you go and retest the story, right? Basically, I've tested it before and it failed. This time around, because now the bug has been fixed, I will go back and retest the story. So when you are retesting the story, you also test for regression as well, right? Retesting is to ensure that it works, right? Regression is to ensure that what worked before is still working. So you need to do those two on that particular story. Does that make sense? Let's go through it anyway. So, and if, for instance, should we use this particular story?
Yes, we can use this one. Though they said it's fixed.
But this one hasn't been rectified. The bug hasn't been fixed yet.
But I can't see the bug.
It's not showing the bug.
You have to go into the test case. You have to go into the test case that Jimmy done. So if you go to where it says SharePoint team information,
It's in QA done. Team member.
scroll down.
This one.
Yes.
Okay, this is the bug.
Click on it.
Okay, all right. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Should I assume that everyone knows how to create a bug?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. So if that is the case, then okay. All right. Now you've created this bug, right? And when you create it, can you put the state again? The state will be in new, right? Let's change that to new.
Which one?
It's on new.
The state is in keyword done.
It says new there.
This,
Where?
It's the third one, or the fourth one. Third one, yeah.
Okay. So technically, something is wrong with your board.
Yeah, because even when they assign their names, which I understand anyway, because there are more than one people working on the board on a particular PBI, doesn't reflect any, no name is reflecting. I think you mentioned it that day that the SM should work on the QA column. They didn't attach it to the board yet, so that is still pending.
Yeah, I think this, I know what the issue is. So you need to speak to your SM. They've configured the, what's it called? They've configured the PBIs, the PBIs, but they didn't do the same thing for the box. So that's why you can see the box is in state of keyword done, but however, it's still saying new. That is totally wrong, right? Ask them to look into that, because when you open this particular bug, if you go to your board, right, it might be in a new state instead of keyword done. Right. So that is a different thing anyway, totally. So can you go to the state, change the state, right? No, not from there, on the left.
No, don't close it.
Left. You need to state on the left. Yeah. So when you create new. So when you create a bug, it goes here, right? Let's just assume that the bug is created, right? So another thing, can you scroll up? I just want to see what you've added to the bug. Okay. Then scroll down. Scroll up, is up. Okay. So you need to add screenshots, okay, to the bug, step to create and everything else like that.
But sorry to interrupt, sir. I think this is a PBI, instead of.
Yeah.
This is not a test case that's been that. It's not a test case.
Yeah, this is a PBI.
Sorry, change back to keyword done, please.
On the state. On the state.
Yeah. Because I thought you've opened it. Can you go and open the bug for me, please? I think you didn't open the bug. All right, that's the issue. Yeah, probably.
That's the steps to reproduce. So it's in the state is in new.
Yeah, exactly. So they might have
So
even
who is meant to change that state for the bug?
you need to. Okay, that's what we are trying to figure out now. Anyway, so once you change the bug, right? I think for now, okay, hold on. Close this one. Close this quickly. Let's go back a step back. So this one should be in keyway, right? Because you are doing it right. So let's put that in keyway, right? Because in keyway, you are saying you are testing it. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So, or because you only put it the keyway down when you know you are finished. But fortunately for you, whether it's unfortunate, I don't know, you found the bug, right? So, but this story should still be in keyway, right? Then what's going to happen now? You create a bug. So, and you've created a bug. Let's go to that bug, right? Okay. And this bug is in new, okay? Quickly, repro step, expected behavior, actual behavior, which is good. And you put the screenshot. Brilliant, okay? This is good, right? So now on this one now, the state is in new, right? So I said that, okay, you need to make a judgment, okay? You need to make a judgment call to say, do we want this story to be fixed within the sprint? If you don't want it to be fixed within the sprint, you leave it as new. When you leave it as new, it goes into the backlog, right? And of course, you need to change the iteration back, right? So can you go to the iteration? Click on iteration for me. Up.
On the top.
Up a bit. Yeah. No.
Come
down.
back. Come back. Yeah, there.
Right.
The next.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. Click on it. So that is in the sprint. But you need to click on the team agile. Click there. Click it. Yeah. So if you leave it like this, is in the backlog, is in the product backlog because it's not attached to any sprint. So, and this is if you think this particular bug should not be fixed within your sprint and you don't know when it's going to be fixed. So you put it in the backbone, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now let's assume that you have made the judgment call and you think, no, this story has to be done in this sprint. It's a very high priority. This has to be completed. Do you get it now? So what do? Right. You move it into committed. And you also move it into the sprint. So you put it in sprint 1. And then you change the state to committed. This is on the assumption that you don't know who's going to fix it, right? It might not be the same developer. It might not, and also it's also possible that even that developer is not free now, right? So you do this, right? If you already know the developer that's going to work on it, you change the name to that developer, right? And if the developer is free and he said, yeah, I can work on this, and you can put it in dev done, but in dev rather, right? But for this, we don't know when the developer is going to pick that up, but we know that it should be picked up during the sprint, right? So what you need to do is to put it in committed, right? And also put it in the sprint. Let's save and close. Then save this one and close as well. And go to the board. So where is that story now? Or where is that bug? Go to the left. No, the left. It should be here in commit.
It should be in new, isn't it? No, move further down to the left.
Committed.
Because we moved it into committed, but it's not here. So can you go to the new section?
No. Yeah. Left.
Okay, scroll down for
It's
me.
there. No, it's not. What's the title
What?
again?
Is it the first one?
What's the name of the BBI?
Team,
The
no.
No.
team
I'm
information.
the bug now. Issue by this time, as you go along, you're going to know that the bug and the story they got different color, right? So can you scroll down? This is blue. The bug will be red. Scroll down. Continue.
This
Yeah.
is it.
That is it. So one, you need to go back to give feedback to your Scrum Master. So they've not completely configured your board properly, right? Because you can see this bug is in
It's
committed.
supposed to be at the top, isn't it?
No, it should be in committed session, but it's in new section.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally, once you change the section from the view last time, it should go automatically into committed. There's something that they need to do, which they did not do. They've done the same thing for stories, right? For PBIs, but they didn't do for bug. They forgot that, and it's just a simple mistake that people make anyway. So you just need to give them feedback. Is that okay?
All right.
Okay. Do you get it? What I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
So
If
you can
if
show
someone
them.
gets it,
Yeah, you can show them, create a bug, right, and put it in committed from not here. You change the state to committed and go and show them on the board that it should be in committed, but it's not. Because if you do the same thing for story, right, or PBI, if you open a PBI in new and you change it to committed, it's going to automatically move to committed because they've set it up properly. What they did for PBI, they need to do for bugs as well. Okay, now what we could do here, we can manually move it to committed. Can you move it from here to committed? Okay, so and scroll up and let's check.
You're not there.
Oh, is it moved?
I moved it.
Moved. Okay. Okay. Okay,
There
I
now.
think. Okay, all right. So now it's been moved to committed. Okay, so and your story is in keyway, right? Do we get that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's only two people that is talking. Do we get that?
Yes, sir.
But this process is very, very important. It's something that you can ask within interview as well. You need to understand that. Okay. So now the story is in the PBI is in keyway, right? But your bug is in committed. Okay. So let's assume the developer now has got time and the developer will move that bug into in-dev. Okay, let's move it. And developer is working on it and the story is now fixed, right? So what would developer do?
Move to dev done.
Dev done.
Okay, let's move it to dev done. So now is dev done. You as a keyway know, this is the bug I raised. It might not even be the same keyway anyway. So, but however, this bug has got a story, right? And because it's linked, right? So now what you need to do is to move it into in keyway, right?
No,
No,
down. Go down. Down.
Done now.
you move it. So, okay, you need to drag it down. Okay, all right, cool. So now what you are going to do here are two things. You need to test the story. No, you need to test the bug, right? To ensure that it is fixed. So you open the bug and you go through, oh, now it's fine, it's okay, right? You confirm what is there against the application. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it's fine, what do you do?
Put it to QA done.
Okay, let's move the QA done.
Sorry, I think I moved it to the wrong place.
Okay, now we still have the story in QA, right? So what we do, we go back to the story now, right?
Team information, right?
Is that not it?
It's not.
Oh.
It's not there.
No, it's in dev done. I think it's in QA done.
We moved it to QA done, but it's saying the story should be in QA.
Yeah, I thought we move it to in QA, right?
Scroll up because it says there's 3 in QA done. Oh, it's not. Where's it gone?
Go and check it in new. Because that could be another thing, they didn't set up your board properly, right?
That's it in new. It's in new.
No, this is a
Oh.
board. Talking about the story itself, right?
Okay.
The PBI. So up, you need to check up.
What is the name of the
It's
the
team
story?
information. Let me confirm again. Team information.
That's it now. That's it down now. You are moving very fast and you're not checking properly. That's it now. It's 9695. Is that not it? In Kiwi.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one that you changed.
Yes. I think it's. Can I open to confirm, please?
Okay.
Jumi, is this the story, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you go to the link section, I think you can see the bug there, right?
It's not it's meant to be under team information.
I don't know why is it.
Scroll down. Can you scroll down? No, scroll down on the right. Right. Yeah, that's it now with the bug, right? Is that not?
Yes.
No, I think there's a separate one called team information, which is
Right.
in dev. It's in dev.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's two different bugs. Team information is the one that
The one that you
it's not clear. Yeah, it's not clickable.
The one that you just done is team information, which is in dev.
Should I go back to in dev?
Yeah, so go to in dev. It should be there. Scroll up.
Okay,
There you go.
This is it. Yes. Team information.
Team information is the one Taiwo worked on. It's different from the one I did.
So that means the one with the bug that we was just looking at, the name of it isn't correct.
Right. The one with the bug is team information not clickable.
Yeah.
So in dev now is team information.
Team information. Yeah, that's the one.
I think that's the one.
It's confusing anyway because when you click on it, can you click on it, Temitope? Can you click on the bug, the one for the bug?
Okay.
If you click, it says parent. Yeah, and I click on the team information, then it should display the full information page. So this is for team information.
Yeah.
So Deji, does that mean this bug should also be in development as well because it hasn't been fixed yet?
Yeah, well, I'm just here to give you the process, and you need to confirm that you understand the process, right? Whether this is the bug or it's not a bug, that's not the issue, right? Right. So yeah, I just need you to give me a PBI and a bug attached to that, so that you guys can use it to understand the story. Then, if you think this is not the bug attached to that story, you can go and fix it later. Do you get
No,
it now?
it's correct. It's
So
correct.
this is the bug, and this we found the story. This is the story in DevDon.
Okay, can you open the story?
Okay.
Can you go scroll down, please, on the left, on the right? Okay, so this is got display team information, which is not the same thing that you opened before. And the bug is not attached here, right? There's no bug on this
The
one.
bug should be in where it says SharePoint team information.
Can you check 9698? There's a bug there. 9698.
Where
No,
which part of the 96? Okay, 9698.
Release date. Release date.
Okay.
Release date. There's a bug there.
Okay,
It
there's
says
a
release
bug.
date not clickable when I clicked on it.
It was raised 12 hours ago. I think it was in the morning that it bug was raised.
It is in QA.
I think to get this thing, Deji is explaining something. It's explaining the team name.
yeah, so should we just go back and finish the team information?
Is it team information? Well, it was
Team
team
yeah,
name.
just now it was team information.
And the
Deji, I have a question, please, if you don't mind.
Okay.
You know, in this one where it says release date and the bug on the right-hand side is in the child area, how comes in the team information, the bug isn't in the child area? Why do you have to go through the test case to see the bug there?
Because you added the bug to the test case.
Oh, and then this person added the bug to the user story.
That's right.
Are they both correct methods of doing it?
Normally, you add the bug to the story.
Okay.
Yeah. You add the bug to the story. So yeah.
So in this situation now, the bug is here. I don't know. I think I'm a bit confused.
You got a bug and you got a story, right? So I think, okay, all right. Let me explain this to you now. There are a lot of work items on Azure DevOps, right? You just need to know the relationship between one and the other, right? On the big picture, you have the epic, right? And feature is a child of the epic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then PBI is a child of a feature, right? And then under a PBI, right, you can have task, you can have bugs, right? And of course, you can have test cases, right?
Okay.
So then on that test case, right, I know some people can now add bug because they thought, oh, I have created a test case. And then under that test case, because that test case failed, I'm going to add my bug to it. So of course, that people do that as well, which maybe you guys have done that, right? But the only issue with that is like when you go to that story, you don't see that bug in there. Do you
Yeah,
get
you
it
have
now?
to go into the test case specifically
Exactly. To
to look
see
at the bug.
exactly. So,
So
but for you, you want to see that visibility from that story because that particular bug is related to that story. You
yes,
only use the test case to determine the bug. Do you get it now?
yes.
Sorry, can I request something? Please, can this session be recorded so that can go back
It's being
and
recorded anyway.
So
oh,
back to the two separate things where you can put the story in development whilst the bug is still in QA. Can we just finish off that what we
Okay.
was just doing a moment ago? Temi Topper, if you go to the team information that's in dev and you go to the test case that was created, so we can just clarify that this is the correct story, which I think it is. So in dev.
I already opened the story. Do you want me to open the bug too, side by side?
sorry,
So
This is the story.
okay, so go into the user case.
yeah,
That's not the same. That's not the same bug. That's a different bug.
this is the one. This is the one that is talking about. Team committed. I can see it's in committed now. This is the one is working on.
So right now there's two bugs on the board.
One is in committed. The one is working on is on committed.
This was the one he was directing us to move to new and committed.
Guys, it doesn't matter how you do your stuff. You just need to understand the process, right? So whether you need to know this bug that is attributed to the story. Okay?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. So what happens to the
hold on, guys.
bug afterwards?
Hold on. Right. I have created a bug, and that bug is for a story. That is what you want. Right. Can I get a story? Can I get a bug?
So
Tell me.
this is a story.
Where is the bug for this story?
This is the bug for the story.
No, can I see it attached to that bug, to that story?
It's not
So
attached
yeah,
to
scroll down. Tell me, scroll down. And then click on the test case with Jumi's name on it. I think
sorry,
it's that. I think it's the second
which
one. I think it's
what?
the second.
The
I think
second
it's.
one.
I think so. Yeah, scroll down. Jimmy, who created
all
the
right.
bugs?
Okay, guys. So let's go to the one that is clear, okay? And you can go and fix this later, okay? So that there's no confusion. Let's go to the one that's got story and we have the bug, okay?
Do you guys remember which one has the story and
Release date, please.
release date? All right. Is it in QA? Please remind me.
QA.
It should be in. in
QA.
QA done. Scroll down.
You passed it now.
No.
Okay. I've seen it. Review
Okay,
setting.
all right. Hold on there. Close this, okay? Okay, so this story, right? This PBI is in Kiwe, right? So which is the place to be, right? And now you found a bug under that, right? So where is the bug?
The bug. This is the bug.
Okay, all right, that's released. Where's the bug on the board? Close this. Let's check the bug on the board.
The board, I don't think the bug is showing on the board.
It should be on the board.
It should be in the new column.
Okay, this is it.
Okay, so you need to put it in committed. Drag it to committed.
That's done.
Okay, now we have the bug in committed. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, all right. So now we have the bug in committed and we have the story in Kiwe, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is this clear to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, can I have a one put in the chat if it's clear to you?
Say again.
Can you type 1 on the chat if it's clear to you? If it's not clear, can you put 0? I only got 5 people. Okay, it's not clear to Kazim. Okay, all right, any other person? Okay, it's not clear. Okay, any of those guys that said 1, can you guys quickly explain?
Okay, so when a story has been, when a QA has tested their test case against a story and they've seen that there's a bug, they will raise the bug underneath the user story, not the test case. Once the bug has been raised, it would automatically go into the new column whilst the user story stays in QA. So the bug will be in the new column, which will be picked up by either ourselves or the person. It has to be ourselves or the BA, and that will move into, we will then have to move it into the committed column so that the developers can see that they need to work on this bug. Once that bug is fixed, they will move it into, or should I say, they'll move it into in dev. Once it's fixed, they'll move it into dev done, and then we will then move it into QA again to retest that bug.
Okay, all right, thank you. That is basically it. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again, but it's the same thing that she said. I'm going to repeat, okay? You have a story, right, that was in committed before, right, after your sprint planning, right? And the developer moved that story to in dev, right? And they move it to dev done, right? and you pick that story up and you put it in Keyway, right? And you start to work on it. As you were working on it, you found a bug. Okay? You created a bug, right? What you need to do now is to establish, okay, is this bug very critical, right? So because you need to know if it's just a cosmetic bug and it's fine. If it's just a cosmetic bug, you put it in new and it stays there. And you don't put it in your into your sprints, right? You ensure that you remove the sprint from iteration, okay? If it's a high priority bug, like a bug that needs to be fixed before the end of the sprint, you put it in committed, right? And you let the developer know as well that, oh, there's a bug for that particular story is in committed. But in some team, it might not be the same developer that will fix it, because if they have a pool of developers, so it might not be the same thing. But some people will be the same person that actually worked on it that would also address it. So the bug will be in committed at that time, and the story will be in keyway. Okay? And because there's a bug for that story, the story will not be able to progress. You won't move that story past keyway because technically it is blocked. So developer will then move that committed bug into in-dev. Can we do that, please? We have a bug now. We're going to say, yeah, you are now a developer now. You are working as a developer. You move it to in-dev. You are telling the keyway, yeah, thank you so much for your bug. I am now trying to fix it. Okay? That's what you just told us, right? So once you finish the bug and it is fixed, right? What do? You move it into dev done. Can we do that? Okay. Now, the story is still in, or the PBI is still in keyway, but the bug is in dev done. Developer has told us that, yeah, I have finished with the bug. But what do we need to do now? As a keyway, you move that bug into in keyway, right? So if you do that, what are you telling the team? Yes, I mean, yeah. What have you just told the team?
That you're working on
You're
working on
fixing
it.
the bug.
So you are not fixing the bug. As a keyway, you don't fix a bug. You are working on the bug. You are testing the bug. And in fact, you are not retesting it. You are testing the bug. You've raised the bug and then you are testing it. So you are ensuring that the bug is fixed. You are validating that the bug is fixed. Do you get it now? And if you open the bug for me, can you open it? So this one is not created properly. As you can see, there is no retro step. Okay. You need to put that in there anyway. I think the last one that we saw was created properly. There was retro step. There was a getting step, expected behavior, actual behavior was written, and screenshot was written. That's what you should put in your step or in your bug. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's just look at the title to say this one is saying that release date not clickable, right? And if the developer say I have done it, right? What do we need to do?
We need to retest it.
You need to retest
How?
by adding
exploratory test.
No, this is not. So you go to the release date and you click on it, right? Because that's what it's saying. That's not exploratory, right? Because there's a step that you have to follow. Exploratory test does not have any step, right? But this one, if this person that has raised the bug has done it properly, it will tell you, go there, go here, click here, click here. I am expecting release date not to be clickable, or I'm expecting release date to be clickable. That's my expected behavior. But however, it is not clickable. That's your actual expected behavior. It should be clickable, but release date is not clickable. So now, once the developer has fixed the code, right? And what do you expect to see? What do we expect? What do we expect to see?
We expect that it's been fixed, that is it's clickable.
Yeah, exactly. So we expect to see that the release date is now clickable. If the release date is clickable, right? So we say, okay, thank you. Yeah, this is now working fine. You can even put comment on the discussion, right? And put your screenshot there to say, oh, now, and put evidence that show you've tested it and it's working fine, right? So what do? You close this one, after you put the comment in there, and also you put the screenshot because you want to establish that you've done it. So you click and save, right? Then close that, and then you go and move the bug. Okay, can you close this one for me, please? So now you move the bug into keyword done. Okay, now bear in mind, this bug was raised at the back of a story, right?
Yeah.
And that story is still in keyword. So what do we do to that story? Can you open the story for us, please?
Go back in QA.
Okay, now this now goes back to your question now. At this point, what do we need to do to this story? What should we do to this story?
We retest it.
Okay, that's the word. All right. We've tested it before. It failed. This time around, we are going to retest it again, right? That is retesting. Retesting is when you are going to be retesting what you tested before, right? And it failed, and now it's been fixed, right? And you are testing again. So now, if we passed, what do we do?
You move it
Move
into
it to
QA
done.
done.
Not that fast. Not that fast.
Or you document as well saying that it was retested.
Yeah, that is fine.
And
Yeah,
this
you need to
passed.
document, okay? And after that, what do you need to do? Okay, I'm going to ask a question now. Maybe that will give the answer, right? So you can see given when, okay, given I am a member, okay, we assume that worked. You log into SharePoint, that worked. You scroll down into date, that worked. And you click, that did not work. You get it
Regression
now.
testing.
Thank you. So what you now need to do, right? You now ensure that what was working before is still working.
Oh, and it hasn't affected any other features.
Exactly. Because initially it was the click that wasn't working. This time around, can you scroll down to the date? Can you log in? It's all those things you need.
Is the date still visible or
Exactly. You need to ensure that those ones are still working. Because so that you don't just go and say, okay, clicking is working. There you go. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, yeah. No. You also need to ensure that things that you've tested before are still working. So that is regression. So there's difference between retesting and regression. Retesting is you testing what you've done before, right? Doing it again. Regression, right, which could also be part of retesting. But in this instance, you are validating that what was working before is not working. It's still working, rather, right?
yeah.
But retesting, right, it was not working before. Now you are testing it to ensure it's working. But regression, it was working before. It should still work now.
Okay, so just to clarify, when the bug has been fixed, rather, we test the bug separately itself. And then once we can confirm that it was fixed, we move it into QA done. Then we go back into QA, retest the user story, the PBI. And then once we can confirm that that specific thing is okay, we do regression testing on top of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. But the next question is like, how do you test this one? Or how do you retest? How do you test? How do you do the regression? How do you do the retesting?
Would it be easier to ask somebody else to do it?
No, no, of course not. That doesn't matter anyway, because yeah, sometimes it's even easier to kind of ask the same person to do it because you know what you are looking for, right? But the question is like, how do you do that? Okay, now the answer to that question is in this particular question. How did you test it before?
Okay, so it's just the same thing that you did before.
Okay, let's hear from another person.
Yeah, I think you need to just go back to test from beginning again.
What do you mean by that?
You have your test case you've written already. You just go back to
That's
it starting from
what I
beginning.
was expecting you to say. Basically, yeah, you go back to your test case, right? And you run a test case again. You technically execute the test case again, right? Does that make sense now?
Yes.
What? Because it was the test case that you are running before that failed, and now you go back and run the test case again, right? And once you are sure that everything is working, you put the story in keyword done. Can we do that? Just close this one and then drag it. So at this point, we have our story in keyword done, and we have our bug in keyword done. End of story, right? So another thing that I want to let you know, right? This also could be important. Now, the next section or column is UAT, right? The BAs are going to be taking the story and then they are going to be kind of retesting it or testing it, whatever they will do UAT on it. Their testing will not be as detailed as what you've done. It could be just checking it quickly and to ensure that they won't even create test cases that as you have done. They will just say release date. Oh, okay. Can I see release date? Bam, that is fine. What a layman will call a sanity check, right? They'll just quickly ensure that anyway. They will not do negative testing. They will not do anything. They will just ensure that it is fine, right? But they will only do that on the stories, right? They will not do that on the bug. So now, question, what happens to the bug? Because the bug is in keyword done. What should we do to the bug? Hello.
Do we change the state of it again
To
completed?
there's no
Well,
complete.
there's a word for it.
Okay, yeah. And it's staring at you anyway. It's on this screen.
You move it to done.
Thank you. Yeah. So you move it to done. You jump the UAT and you move it to done because the bug will not be UAT'd, right? So it's only the stories, right, that they will check. Okay. So that what we've gone through now, basically, right? Who can tell me what is the terminology for this?
Default life cycle.
What? Say it again.
Debug life cycle.
No. Say what you said before.
She said defect life cycle.
Defect, no, she said default, but it's defect life cycle.
All right. Okay. I thought I wanted to hear it properly. Well, yeah. So you are quite close anyway. So it's defect. That's what I wanted to be sure. All right. It's defect life cycles. And you could also call it defect management life cycle as well. Do you get it now? So it's basically how do you manage your defect from beginning to the end? Right. So like I said, to just wrap it up, right? Once you create a defect, right, you create it at the back of a story or PPI, right? And that defect goes into new or committed based on the priority or how critical the bug is, right? And then developer fix it. And once they move it in dev, they move it to dev done, right? And you pick that up in dev done, and then you move it into QA and you test the bug. And if it's passed, you move it to QA done. And because they are not going to be, because the BA are not going to do the UAT on it, you move it to done, right? I mean, the bug. The story, right? You need to kind of go back to the story in QA, right? And then ensure that you retest the story and you also do regression on the story. I've explained what is the difference between retesting and regression, because you are going to be doing that. It's practical anyway. So if that story is done, right, you move it to QA done, and the BA will pick that up and they move it into UAT. And they quickly do a sanity check, which we call user acceptance testing on it. And if it's fine, they move it to done. So quick question. If that bug that you tested, right, is not fixed properly, what happens?
You take it back to you take it back to indev.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
I think you take it back to in-depth if you know the developer.
Okay.
And then if you've discussed it with the developer, or does it go back to committed?
It go back to, I think it go back to committed. So it depending on how soon you want the bug to be fixed.
Okay. Let's look at this. What is the definition of in-dev?
Like,
in development.
Something in development. Still developing, like
It means the developer is working on it.
Okay. Sounds is in development. Okay, I'll tell you.
They're building.
In-dev means I am developing it. I am working on it. So if you are the keyway, would you say, yeah, there you go. You are going to work on it, right? Do you get? You wouldn't make that, right? So you will put it in committed for the person, right, to decide when he's going to work on it. Do you get it now? That's my own observation or my own advice, right? So by putting it in committed, you are kind of becoming a dictator, right? Saying you have to work on this, right? John, I've already put it in your tray. Do you get it now?
Yes.
So, but if you put it in committed, when John is ready, he will pick it from that tray, from the waiting tray, and put it in his own tray, right? Okay. All right. Hope that is useful. Yeah. Apologies, Rita, for hijacking your session.
No, it's fine, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
I wish so yeah, that's the different life cycle basically in practically done for you guys. So I don't want any question coming up again. It's because it's very well detailed. So and in raising a bug, I'm surprised that I don't know who raised that bug, didn't raise it properly. And please, if you can just try and fix that. So are we still giving them the tester account, or we end the call?
Yeah. You can do you can do it now anyway. So but you don't need me, right?
Are you sure I don't need this? There was something you said that was
No,
why I
no,
wanted to.
it's just for them to know when to use and when not to use it, right? So okay, I would say this anyway. So there's an account that they will give to you, right? One is a generic account, is like an admin account, right? That allows you to create test plan. Okay. And of course it's got some elevated privileges as well, right? Because it's generic. Generic mean being the fact that it's not attributed to your name, right? Which you don't want you to be using frequently. We want the one that is got your name, so that when you move something, people know this is the person doing that, right? So, and also means that this particular account is only for is technically for everybody. Okay. So you only need to use the account to create test case in a different way. Okay. We've shown you how to create test case, but there's another way that you can use to create test case. So which Rita is going to show you, right? So you can use that approach if you think, yeah, this is one also is okay. But I'd rather say, okay, use this approach that because it shows that you are the one that created it, okay? So, but you can also use this account, right, to execute your test, right? And it's really, really brilliant, okay, because you're going to see that, yeah, because right now they've taught you how to execute based on the fact that you go in there and you look at the test case and you mark it, and then that's fine. But you could also use Azure DevOps, right, elevated accounts to execute your test. It's not that it's going to do that for you. It's only that it will separate your screen and put your test case in one section and the application that you are testing in another part, right? With that, you are not switching between two screens, as you can see that this person was doing, right? Yeah, because you are not saying, okay, what is my test case? You're saying click here, and you bring the application, you click here. So you don't need to do that. You will separate them for you, and you will see your test case on the right or left, and then you see the application. So you would just be going. And also it allows you to also create your bug on the fly as well, right? Within your test case, when the test case is actually failed, you can say create bug, and the bug is created automatically attached to the story as well, right? So that also kind of remove that mistakes that we found before now, right? Which is going to solve for you. So, but when you are creating your story or when you are communicating with your people, you need to log in with your own profile. Okay. I'm not sure that we maybe want to do it now, or Rita, or if you want to
Yeah,
do it later.
maybe we'll do it on the next class.
Okay, all right. So as long as you now get how it's going to be used, but Rita is going to let you know how you will use it, right? So then you practicing, like I tell you anyway. This session is practical anyway. So yeah. So and you are also going to start automation next week. I didn't hear someone being go excited. You
Yay!
all right. It's even with that
Rita
loud.
is getting excited on our behalf.
Really?
Even as loud as that was, actually it's not convincing.
Not real.
All right, yeah, automation is good. We make it easy for everyone, to be honest. Yeah, trust me, yeah, and I know that it's really, really easy. And one thing I tell people and I tell my mentors, like, they don't need to look smart to you, right? That is one. We are not here to look like a smart genius. Do you get it? And that's not the purpose. The purpose, I tell them, make them feel that they can do it. That is more important than feeling that you are smart. Do you get it now? So more of them also, even like Rita also has been your situation as well, right? And she gone through this, and she knows the pain that you encounter, so she can relate with you, right? And I don't prove to be the smartest person as well. Do you get it now? So we try to break it down for you, as in step by step, right? What is important for me is when we say, can you do A, before the next class, ensure that you do A, because I'm very sure within that A, there's A1, A2, A3. Do you get it now? That you have to do, right? So if you don't do it, then you won't be able to move to the next stage. Okay. So ensure that you go on and you practice. And good thing is, like, when you come back to the next class and you'll be able to show what you've done, and trust me, you might not even be able to do it as well. Okay. But help is there for you, right? That is more important anyway. And to be honest, that is why you are here, right? Otherwise, most of the things that we are telling you, you could go to YouTube and watch it, right? But the only issue is, like, when you go to YouTube, you don't get this one-to-one relationship with people to say, this adult, I'm not clear. This is so that's why you are here, okay? And make use of the opportunity. Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much, Rita and Rex, for this session. Yeah. Once again, apology. That's why I don't attend the sessions.
Thank you, sir. That's fine.
It's difficult to keep my mouth shut.
You will attend again, sir.
You see, they want you.
No. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen? The other team are going to be jealous, and it's always happen, right? They think the keyway is my spoiled brat. Yeah, anyway, so yeah.
Not our fault.
Okay. Yeah, to be honest, don't tell them. Keyway is more difficult part of the.
No, we won't tell them.
Is the most difficult. The other one.
Davis, you can stop the recording.
That's true. It should not be.